the former Prime Minister of Kenya, Raila Odinga, was the anointed candidate of President Uhuru Kenyatta. Now, he has opened up a good lead over his main rival and the current deputy president, William Ruto, as vote tallying and counting actually continue in the East African country after Tuesday's presidential election. For an update on the situation at the moment, we are now being joined from Nairobi by communications strategist and political analyst Mark Bichachi. Good to have you on the program, Mark. Thank you for joining us. So the vote counting, yes, the vote counting continues. And I just want to get your comments on the fact that the lead is still quite narrow, but it seems that Odinga is in the lead. What do you say?
Yes, this is a very close election. It is quite narrow, and we've seen through the night the numbers ping-ponging between the two candidates. But Raila Odinga does indeed at this point have the lead, even as we get closer and closer to our final tally. The IEBC has also started the final confirmation process, the confirmation of the Form 34 bids, from which they will announce the winner in not more than 4 days from today. So indeed, we will know soon, but Raila Odinga indeed has the lead in this particular election.
All right, let's see. Now talk to us in terms of the performance of the Electoral Commission in Kenya. How would you score them so far?
Well, I would score them at a solid 95%. And the reason for that is the errors that they have incurred have not affected much of the election. I think only 5% of the total landmass of the country has had some form of disruption that is in either mixed up ballot boxes, the voter identification kit known as the KIMS kit failing in some areas, and then of course, the total cancellation of gubernatorial, MP, and county assembly member votes. So it is a 95%. So far, they've done well. There are no complaints in the political class in any major substantial form as to how the elections have been carried out so far. So far, so good for the IEBC.
And how are Kenyans feeling about the elections and how it has played on in these last couple of days?
Well, it's interesting because, of course, there's anxiety. People want to know who the next president is going to be. But that anxiety has not translated to any form of tension. The country is peaceful. People are going about their businesses, not as much as they would, but businesses are going on. People are moving around town. Some places are celebrating the wins of their various gubernatorial and MP candidates. So it is an exciting time for the country, but also a bit of anxiety as we wait to know what the final results will be.
All right, Mark, talk to us about the role of the media, because we hear that the media have been moved into overdrive nonstop, bringing out their own composition of results, and we are hearing it's causing a little bit of fear, panic, unrest, as people are seeing different candidates shooting to the fore. Talk to us about the role of the media in the collation of results as we speak.
So to do that, I have to explain how the media are getting their results. Now, there's a form called Form 34A, which was picked up on all 46,200 polling stations across the country. Now, in previous elections, this form was then transmitted via text message to the IEBC internal server, and then it was easier to add up. This time, the rules have changed, and what has been uploaded is the Form 32As in pictorial format in the IEBC website. And therefore, media houses were given access. They downloaded these forms, and different media houses had different numbers of people to actually tally these forms. So the process of tallying, you can imagine if a media house has 50 people tallying versus one which has 20 people tallying, you would see that the results come in differently. But at the same time, you will also notice that if a media house focuses its attention on collating data from a particular region that maybe is an Odinga region or is William Ruto region, you will see these particular media houses having different numbers. So it's not just about the speed at which they are able to go through the numbers. It is also the regions of the country they choose to pick the numbers from. But since the last probably 5 or 6 hours, we've seen the media houses catch up with each other, and we've seen the numbers stabilize across the platforms.
And I want to talk about the role of technology in the elections. I know that the identification kits had a couple of malfunctions, but we do know that the increase of technology in elections is something that is encouraged, of course, within Africa. So, you know, it's a discussion that's happened here in Nigeria as well. I want to know what that discussion is like in Kenya and what role technology has played in these elections.
So technology has two main roles in our election. One is the identification of voters through the KIMS kit, and then through the same kit is the transmission of the forms that have been duly filled and signed by various agents. Now, this particular technology this time has worked well. We've seen the network, the internet network coverage has been stable, and we've seen the country receive the results in a timely manner soon after the elections. We've not seen complaints of any form of manipulation. So technology has really served its purpose in this particular election. And as a country, we have no complaints so far, despite the few times where the KIMS kit actually failed and then there was a manual register used. But by and large, it has been a successful election.
All right, it's a very successful election. It's still close to call between William Ruto and Raila Odinga. Thank you very much, Mark, for the updates. We'll stick catching up with you in subsequent bulletins.